What's up, everybody? It's Flash001 USA. Today is July 15th, 2016. It's around 8:30 p.m. here, and it's actually turning into a very nice evening. I took the day off from work so I could get started on this. Yes, finally. I'm finally started on getting the building extended out. I would have had this thing completely in the dry with shingles and everything today, but when I would start out here, the rain would come over and I would run into the house like a madman with all the tools and put them up. And as soon as I put everything up, the sun would come out. I must have repeated that cycle, I don't know, 1,000 times, but I did manage to get this done. And in the morning when I get up, I'm going to come out here and double brace all this so that I can get up here and go ahead and get the wood up here and shingle it out and have it in the dry. And once that's done, it'll all be pretty quick to finish this job up. As I had mentioned, this is a 12 by 16 building, and this is extended out 5 feet. I didn't need a lot of space out here, just didn't need a lot of real estate. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to box in half of it, guys. It's going to be a 4 by 8 room on this side right here. This will hold the fuse box, all the batteries for the solar stuff, the inverters, everything I need, including a place to store extra dry wood for the wood gasifier. I'll come over on this side right here, and I'm going to go ahead and level off and extend out this concrete slab, and then the gasifier will be over here. So it's coming together. Like I said, been a lot of work went into it, but finally got the time to get out here and do this. I'll let you see something here. It's getting dark, but you may be able to see this. Yeah, it come off absolutely level. I was amazed considering that I was running in and out on this job, having to stop and start with it, but it come off absolutely level. And the same thing with this one here. We'll zoom in over here too. So I couldn't be happier with this. Like I said, I don't want to be getting out here and correcting anything. Once this is done, I want it to be a done deal. But there it is. And once I get this thing into the dry, it's going to happen really quickly as far as finalizing this. I just want to get everything in place and be able to take advantage of it. Okay guys, our daylight's running out, and I'd like to end this video showing you guys the inside of the shop. I think the last video I made, I mentioned that I was building up the benches. So that's all completed in here, and let me let you get a look at it. Now everything's still up in the air a little bit, but it's pretty much there. Alright, this is my electronics workbench over here, and it's set up pretty sweet. I couldn't ask for a better bench actually, being that it's homemade. But the way I've got it set up is, I've got a kill switch down here for everything. I can kill all the power right down there, and I actually went behind this thing, and hopefully you'll be able to see this. I'm going to see if I get the camera back here. But I tried to do as professional of a job as I could. I wired power strips back here for everything. And this is some of my test equipment. I don't have everything set up in here yet, but I've got a 10 amp non-isolated Variac right here, but I can run it through an isolation transformer for 5 amps right here. And I've got another one up here. This is a 6 amp. This is actually a sweetheart right here. I can set it up for where I want it to kick off. I can set the amperage up on it, so I can set a cutoff point on it. If I'm working on a piece of delicate equipment, if it goes to drawing too much power, it'll actually shut it off. And plus, it's got an isolation and leakage measurements that I can set up on it to test power supplies with, do high pop tests with. For those of you all out there, you know what I'm talking about. But I've got me a dual 30 volt 3 amp supply right here. This is one I built years ago, and I've actually found some stuff on Amazon of all places, and they're going to be 2 small meters. I'm going to cut this out and put them in here so it shows the voltage and current in real time what's going on. And these guys here, I got 10 turn pots on them, so I can actually fine adjust them. Right here I got a 7 amp 12 volt DC supply, just a standard, something you can work on car stereos with or whatnot. And got me a nice Spectrum here. This is an HP. It's an 8590B. It's an older unit, but it's a good working unit. And I work in the wild world of RF, so I really need stuff like this. And I've got me a good Tetronic scope up here, a dual band 60 megahertz scope. This thing here, it's got some good features on it. It's also an older scope, but it's a good one. I did manage to add something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I've got a digital oscilloscope that has a lot of capabilities. I tell you what guys, the digital stuff, computer stuff has changed everything. It's a dual 60 megahertz scope, and it does a lot of things. It also data logs. It has some spectrum analyzer abilities to it. It does a lot of things, but the thing I like about it is you can data log with it. You can put a current probe and a voltage probe on it and capture, just be able to calculate power through time with it. And of course, I've got some really old stuff up here that's going to be going bye-bye. Well, I'll probably keep this one here because it's a sine wave square generator, but this guy here, I got something better. I just got to set it up. And I got my computer screen for the scope right here. Then when I'm not using it as a scope, I can turn back around and use it as a regular computer, be able to go online, research parts, whatever I need to do with it. Now, I was going to put me a light over this bench, and I changed my mind because I realized because I painted these walls white, it's extremely bright in here, and with this guy right here, that niches it. I found this thing for like, I don't know, 30 bucks and got it, and I'll tell you what, it's one of the best little investments that I've had in a while as far as a play toy for the bench. And I got my parts over here, at least some of them. This is surface mount, some smaller stuff up here, and I got to get on my bins. Got to get these guys populated with stuff that I've got upstairs, along with making me some labels for them, because I got a lot of old parts in here that are going to be going bye-bye, and some new stuff is going to be going in its place. So there it is. That's my workbench, and over here I've got my beat the crap out of it bench. This guy's got a 1-inch thick table on it. It's pretty heavy duty, guys. It's like I said, you could park a tank on it and it wouldn't even know it was there. I braced everything up and made sure that it wasn't going to be falling apart. And I've actually got the the tools I need in here: grinders, something to sharpen drill bits with, a small drill press, and I've got a floor press that I'm going to be getting, so I'll have a big setup in here. And once I do that, we're going to be looking good. But at this point right now, I'm running a fan here in the window. I learned something about this building. It is extremely easily able to be kept cool, even in the summertime. Like, I can get out here as long as the sun's setting. I can get out here at least this year and work with the fan. Now next year, I'll put a small window unit in, and during the winter, I'm going to heat it with a very small propane heater that's going to be able to have an exhaust that goes out the window. So I'll set it up over here actually, and then in the summertime I'll pull that out and put the air conditioner over here. But I learned that this building can be kept cool with an ice cube and probably heated up with a candle in the wintertime. So it's almost too airtight in here, but there it is, guys. I wanted to share this with you. So this is what I've been doing, and like I said, finally got out there to do the extension on the building, and I'm going to make this stuff come together as quickly as possible. So be looking for another video from me. Flash 001 USA, Tim 4 over and out. Catch you on the rebound.